And then I just need to like find my tweet. Okay. Well, at least I'm live now. That's done. That's up. What does he think? Oh yeah, no, this is reading the wrong chat. This has been reading the wrong chat the whole time. Will I like open the other chat spaces and find that there's chat there? Okay, thank God there isn't. I no longer feel bad. I mean, this is a 5.5, right? Yeah, it's a 5.5. Okay, cool. Everything should be working, and everything should be done and ready. It's not requiring my attention further. Which means I can. Oh, hey, Archangel. I did miss you, Archangel. You're right, Lou. uh just I'm making sure like everything's up. Everything seems to be up. So I got a there's like I have like a thing to talk about today. I spent all evening writing a script and I looked at that script and I really just thought to myself, I don't want to make a fucking video. So I'm live streaming instead on a school night, kids. On a school night. Look at me. Jeez. I have like a lot to say today. I wrote a 5-page script. I'm not even gonna use any of it, it seems. I wrote a 5-page script that is me talking about like everything else. So I think the best way for me to and the thing is, I know what I need to do to make the script worthwhile. So I'm just gonna do it now. I'm going to really showcase that I'm here to talk about the apps. I'm just gonna call myself. I never turn on streamer mode when I'm streaming because I hate it. But today I'm gonna call myself because I need to essentially contact. Everyone can hear that Discord call. That Discord call. Okay. So to do this, I need to like call myself on my phone because I need to essentially screen share my phone, which I'm beginning to, oh, there it is. I can't show you some things, but I can show you some things. Um, so I figured it would be worth doing. I figured it'd be worth doing if I could show you guys a few things. I can't show you everything on my phone because of complicated legal reasons. Mostly agreements I made. Hold on, let me just check something. Hey, Chris, is it okay for me to show them the Global Comics app? App, like not the app itself, not opening it, but like that it's on my phone. That it's on my phone. Can I show them that? Is that acceptable? Because I know the Global Comics CEO is in chat. So I need to just ask because I know my ass is grass if I do the wrong thing. Okay, from start screen, cool. I can't show anything more, but I can show the thing. Okay, cool. So I'm just like setting up one last thing. Sorry for everything, guys. I'm taking like a really long time because like I've been like thinking about what to show, how much I could show, blah blah blah. Anyway. Okay. So I just want well, let me just see what's on my homepage before I do anything stupid. Okay. Okay, everything's fine here. So I just want to kind of like show you guys proof of something. I okay. I I I have the Global Comics app. Okay, you see on my screen, you guys can barely see that. Let me just like, let me get that watch party screen going again. If you're looking on the screen, okay, there, that should be better. If you're looking, that's the globalcomix app is there. Okay, it's real. I'm not lying to you when I say that it's on my phone. All right, cool. Not in-app. Yeah, can't show anything in-app. I can't show you guys anything in-app. I just wanted you to believe me when I say that I have it and it's real and it's a real application. So let's talk about apps because I've got a lot of things to talk about apps today. I actually spent a lot of time on this. So if you guys don't know this, I'm a computer scientist by trade. I spent a lot of time thinking about I'm working on app design, thinking about design, learning about app design. And to specifically talk about this video, I spent a long time. No one's accused me of lying, by the way, I should say. I just like to prove myself because like there's a lot of things I need to recuse myself from before I talk about the app. But I want to prove that it's not just me saying shit from nowhere. Anyway, so I'm a STEM baby, and like one of the things in STEM that you learn a lot about app design is that you try to like understand one of the things when you're a STEM person and you're involved with webcomics, you try to understand how things are made for the purposes of understanding why you don't like them. I think it's like a very STEM person thing to do, but also a very curious person thing to do, right? And one of the things I learned about over the coming weeks for this video was specifically about creating applications, specifically creating applications that host user-generated content. A big part of my study was looking at all the webcomics app, but also looking at YouTube. Right? I wrote a long ass script, so I'm going to be reading most of it and showing things every so often, but largely reading today. So when you're making an application for any platform, any like user generated content platform, that's any platform where a user uploads stuff to the website, right? You've got like a difficult game you're playing. You're trying to appease two types of people. You're trying to appease regular fucking users, your mom, your sister, your kids, like you want to appease the very normal people who open your app to maybe watch 1 or 2 videos a day or read 1 or 2 comics a day. Maybe they read like 30 or 40 comics a week at most, right? These people are just there to open app, read comic, and maybe engage. Maybe they leave like likes and comments and subscribes and stuff, right? So you want to make an app that's relatively simple for those people because if they have an uphill battle to using your application, they just like leave. Those people just leave. They don't have any sticking power. They have the mentality of a 5-year-old. The moment it's too difficult for them, they will leave, right? 30 to 40 comics a week is light reading, I think, because a lot of comics, you read like 2 or 3 a day, maybe 2 or 3 every couple hours. Like it's really short. Anyway, so that's like your regular users. The other people you want to appeal to is what in computing we call power users, right? You guys know what a power user is, but if you're not sure what a power user is, a power user is like whale users. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Archangel. Whale users. Power users, whale users. They're the people who are like on your application day in, day out. They subscribe to 300 comics. They know how to use every single feature. Like I'm one of those people who uses, because I'm a YouTuber, by the inherent nature of being a YouTuber, I'm a power user of YouTube. So I know how to use all of YouTube's features. Like I know how to use the remix feature. I know how to use the clips feature. I knew how to use it literally the day it came out because I learned, right? I know I have playlists. I have dozens of playlists. You know what I mean? I actually use the bell feature properly. I don't just click it once. I click it and I select personalize and it works, right? Like I know how to use every feature of YouTube, right? And same goes for Webtoon. I know how to use every feature of Webtoon. I'm a power user, and you need to basically be able to appeal to me, giving me features that allow me to feel like I'm not too constrained, and appeal to your dad, right? Giving him stuff that he can use and get to the app things that he wants to do without them being even slightly too difficult. Otherwise, he will immediately give up and go to the store and drink. Like that would be his option, right? And as an app designer, those are the people you're trying to appeal to. Right now, in comics, the kind of apps that we have are largely geared towards regular users. And I'm going to say it like this. One of the apps that I'm going to show you guys today, I want to start off by showing you guys, and this is where I'm just going to kind of bring back that screen share thing I was doing. If it's still working. If it's still working, great. Oh, wow. Okay. This is where I'm going to bring back that screen share I was doing and show you guys. Let's open the Webtoon app because I think it's a great start. Webtoon's app is, in my opinion, the pinnacle of basic user interface. By the way, I too see the pop-up. Keep that in mind. It will come up later. It's the pinnacle of basic user experience. The search button is at the top left, right, and you can literally search whatever you want. You know, comic comes up. It's not super difficult to use. They give you the genre selections, right? The application has one very short screen that kind of that pretty much ends, and everything is preset for you in a way where like it's very difficult to find new things. But that's great if I'm a simple user who just wants to read Gosu every day. I just want to read Gosu all day, every day. I read absolutely nothing but the most popular shit. I am a regular user. Webtoon's perfect for me. As a power user, Webtoon kind of sucks. And you guys know the reasons why. An example being that the search is really bad. Here's an example of it. Let's look up Division 5. Will it come up with Division 5? Oh, great. Here, Division 5. Back in the day, doing this search on a comic like Division 5 wouldn't always bring up Division 5. And in fact, Webtoon searches are a little bit janky in that, and I don't think it's true anymore, but in that they used to be that the search was also ranked by your star rating. So Division 5, if you look on here, at one point got rate bombed. I think she got she gained like a ton of ratings, but she went at one point she had a rating of 5 point something, and you could not search her comic. You wouldn't find it on the first page. I remember that happening quite not that long ago. So sorry that it's not a good example to find here. Let me see if another one works. Oh, great. Here's an example. My friend Luxiva's comic, The Cloud That Became Rain. I think that's the way you say it. Tell me I've not misspelled the name. But my friend Luxiva's comic, The Cloud That Became Rain. I believe it's that. Please tell me I'm not wrong. Right? Her comic is really hard to find. Like it's really, really hard to find because her comic got rate bombed into the ground. Do I have it on my subscription? This is not my main account. So if it's not my subscription list, don't hold it against me. But like her comic is really hard to find because it's been rate bombed and this search is bad. The app is a little bit jank, and I don't have to get you guys started on those absolutely ridiculous, oh, my battery's low. Those absolutely ridiculous, ridiculous banners, right? And for that reason, I'm bringing all these things out to be like, look, Webtoon's app is really useful for like simple users, but once you're a power user or you've been using it for a certain amount of time, it just becomes very clunky and very bad. Everyone understands all the small problems that can occur because of Webtoon search, can occur because of Webtoon's comments being so bland and boring. And basically, as a creator, you also understand that your comment section is fundamentally unmoderated. Like there are moderation tools now, but IMO, they still kind of suck. You can't really keep them clean or keep them a certain way or keep them spoiler free. It's not an ideal environment in my opinion, but again, it is great for regular users. They have 70 million monthly active users for a reason. Now, when we talk about another app I want to show you guys, is Tapas' app. I think it's a really good one to bring up. So Tapas' app, in my opinion, this banner again, fucking Jesus Christ. Tapas' app, in my opinion, unlike Webtoon's app, isn't as focused on being incredibly good for regular users. Tapas' app is actually much more focused on pushing whatever IP that they care about this month. And here's a great example of that. The search button, if you guys are noticing on the screen right now, The search button is on the bottom right of the screen. If you ever hold your phone in one-handed mode, my thumb personally covers the search button because Tapas doesn't fundamentally care about me searching. They want me to mostly focus on the stuff on the front of their screen that they're showing me. Webtoon wants me to kind of engage with featured content, but does encourage me to search. But Tapas specifically just like engage with what I show you or get fucked. I'm not going to give them free marketing. They're like essentially engage with what I show you or get fucked. It's why they have the home menu for all their paid stuff. They have the community menu for all their not as paid stuff. And they're just telling me, I should go suck it and accept that these are the things I can read. Searching is an afterthought on the Tapas app. It's not a place for discoverability. One of the good things about the Tapas app that I really want to talk about, though, is its library. Tapas has a great library where you can see the things you're recently reading, the things you're subscribed to, and you can even see the free episodes of the things you're subscribed to that you can unlock, which is, my opinion, is pretty good for a platform that prides itself on like webisodes becoming free after a week. You can also track all of your comments, like what you can count on Webtoon, and all of your likes, and all of your downloads. Again, Tapas' app isn't terrible. It's got a lot of really good things on it. Yeah, Archangel says I search all the time on there. You will, Archangel. You're a higher level user, I would say. I'm just saying that like the platform does not encourage it. It doesn't mean that you cannot. It just does not encourage it. That's like two different things in IMHO. So great, my opinion, is Tapas' inbox system where you can check messages from creators, messages that you sent to creators, or you can see the activity of your comics that are of releases of comics that are coming out, and you get this really annoying gifts tab. Ignore it; it's a bad tab. There's also, it's an all right application. Is my point. My point here is the Webtoon and Tapas applications are fine. One of them is made very specifically for like regular users to use. The other one is made for regular users who never want to have to think, right? There's nothing wrong with either of these apps. Their simplicity is basically their whole deal, right? Their whole fucking deal is their simplicity. But we also know that they come with difficulties, and I mentioned Webtoons, but I'll mention Tapas's right now. I think Tapas's de-emphasizing of search sucks. It's not the biggest deal, again, but it is a deal. The banner ads will kill me. The banner ads are going to kill me, okay? And like this banner ad thing will be a problem in the third app I want to show you. So app number 3 I want to bring up today is, look at me, I'm really risking it all putting my phone on stream. Like, oh my God. Anyway, app number 3 I really want to show y'all is, it's Inker. Inker. If you're wondering which one's Inker, you see that K? That's Inker. That's Inker. Okay? I want to show you guys Inker because Inker is from the creators of Manga Rock. If you remember the application Manga Rock, the manga scanlation reader from back in the day. One of the cool things, actually no, before I even go on, one last thing before I go on to Inker. Oh my God, I'm really risking it all. Okay, 2 things I want to show off. Webtoon and Tapas' reader. So here's the thing. Okay, we'll just read this comic, whatever, fuck it. Webtoon's reader, so when I talk about reader, I mean this bit. Webtoon has blocked me from seeing the comic. So I can't show you guys the comic. But Webtoon has a reader that they've blocked because they're terrible. They blocked me from showing you the reader. Anyway, they have a reader. And whenever you're looking at the reader, it's not very good. I think the reader is very feature poor because Webtoon only cares about you reading in a vertical. There's not really that much going on for their reader. Tapas is on the other hand. Let's see if Tapas blocks me too. I think Tapas will block me. Let's see. Let's try this one. It's a completed comic. Is it blocking it? Yes, it's blocking it. Tapas's reader as well is a little bit feature poor, and also like Webtoons is really bad for engagement. This is my point I wanted to get to. Both of their readers are bad for engagement. What I mean by that is simple. Neither of these applications make it easy for you to engage, like, comment, subscribe with a comic as easily. They're not terrible. They're functionally fine. They're just not good. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Anyway, so there's other apps here, but what I really want to talk about is Inker. Inker is a different app, in my opinion. Inker is from the creators of Manga Rock from back in the day. And as such, it comes with a lot of their, in my opinion, a lot of their high-level reader design. They get specifically very good reader design, right? Nothing else. Everything else about the app is kind of a pain, and I'll show you an example of it. Let's see if it lets me see Apotheosis. Is this showing it on screen? It's not. It won't let me screen share any of my comments. Anyway, let me see if it will show you no, it won't show you that. So one of the things, it won't let me show my comic. Anyway, Inker's got a really solid reader and got a lot of features in it that I think are very useful for promoting all the content on your platform. Fundamentally, I think it's very well designed. My favorite thing about it is the way, not too far down from what you're currently reading and the titles they're recommending you, is a ranking list, which isn't the most useful immediately. But if you're a regular user, ranking lists are super, super important. I think for regular users, for non-power users, ranking lists are valuable because they get to basically have a pick of what are considered the most popular series on the platform, and it allows them to kind of make decisions for themselves, right? Make small decisions for themselves without having to get overwhelmed by searching and finding new content. But fundamentally, Inker's thing that really annoys me, but I can't show you, is on Inker, when you read a comic, when you read any of the comics, it seems, and you try to leave the comic, Inker wants you to buy their in-app currency, ink, right? And for you to buy, because they want you to buy ink, when you try to leave a comic you were reading, it will put a pop-up. It will bring down a pop-up that's like, hey, if you want to back in a second, if you want to back sooner, buy ink. Otherwise, wait 10 seconds. Like it's so stupid. I hate it. I can't show you because the reader is invisible, but like, take my word for it. If you've used it before, you know what I'm talking about. What I wanted to really just kind of highlight here is like the landscape that globalcomix app is coming into, as somebody who's done a lot of the work of using it and using all these other apps as well, is that like it's coming into a space that, in my opinion, fucking sucks. What does DFS mean, by the way? Oh, you mean like the couch store? Okay, cool. Anyway, like globalcomix is coming to a space that, in my opinion, fucking sucks. It's got things that are good for like regular users for the most part. Most of the comic reading application space has got lots of regular user features, and they're fine. They're not like the best they could be. They're always a little bit like underwhelming, but largely they do the job. globalcomix is coming to a space that is full of those people and bringing their own interesting set of tools to it. I think I really want to show it to you. So we'll do it like this. Do you think they would, Glacella? Do you think they would? You know what? I'll check, and I'll check and see if the Webtoon reader will work with what do you call it? Canvas Comics. If it works with Canvas Comics, you're golden. You're right. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. You're so right. I could kiss you right now, Glacella. I could kiss you right now. So Glacella really saved us. I could show you this. Great. So, like I said, Webtoon's reader is kind of feature bare. If you notice, the likes and the comments are like all the way at the bottom, which are kind of a pain, in my opinion. I would like them to be a little bit more centralized. I have quite big hands. I don't know, maybe for small-handed people, the location of likes and comments is all right. But as I'm scrolling at comics, sometimes I feel like I want to say something somewhere. And if I click comment there, for me, for my specific hands, this is not a great user experience. It's not terrible. It's just not particularly amazing. And like, as I said, feature poor, and the comment section is unmoderated and not very interesting. I'm just showing someone else's entire comic here. I don't really want anyone to read it. Okay, you know what? Let's just leave Webtoon. Anyway, let's just leave Webtoon. I'm not dealing with that right now. Anyway, it looked like a good comic. I just didn't want to read it right now. Anyway, my point with all the readers gone over. I'm not talking about Manta. Fuck them. Anyway, what I wanted to get to with the globalcomix app, and I should say this, I can't show you the app, but I can show you the pre-agreed screenshots that I agreed to show. What I want to talk to you guys about the globalcomix app is a few things. One of them being that, like, I think the app is doing a lot of things that are really good, that are great for people like us, for users that want a lot more out of their application. And I think they're also really good for regular users as well. They kind of appeal to two different groups. Let me just get my notes up here. So one of the things I want to talk about start off with the globalcomix app. Actually, let me just read a little bit of people's comments. Yes, it's awful. I hear how they do very little for their creators and that they have no notifications of new comments, subscribers. Yeah, I even forgot to mention, both Tapas and Webtoon have major notification problems where they just, like, don't even get me started on Twitter login for Webtoon. Jesus Christ. I should say, globalcomix's Twitter login does not work the same way as Webtoon's Twitter login. If you guys want to know, it works a little bit different. But before it works a little bit different, and I will get into that. Before I talk about globalcomix, though, I need to just say two things. One, Chris is my friend. Chris is the CEO of globalcomix. He is my friend. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to just say that up front because I don't want it to come out later that we're close or we're buddies or we're pals and you guys question my opinions. He is my friend. He is in the stream right now. He knows that I'm gonna shit on this app for all the things I don't like. He knows. Everyone knows. This is not a secret. Okay? So pre-warning. He is my friend. I am still very unbiased. Okay? Okay. I say unbiased. I'm as unbiased as I can be. Right? I'm as unbiased as I possibly can be at this point. Okay, let's start with globalcomix app start off points. So I really this is the opening page. You guys are seeing the login information. But one of the things I really wanted to start with showing you guys was this. Yeah. The questionnaire. I'm not biased. My dessert tier list was godly. And if you haven't seen my dessert tier list on Twitter. Anyway, I want to start with the questionnaire. You can skip this, by the way, if you notice, but upon launching globalcomix, there is a questionnaire. This questionnaire is a basic breakdown of what type of comics are you most interested in. What type of comics are you most interested in? And then it asks you stuff about genres that you like. It asks you about themes that you like, and it asks you, and it tells you to subscribe to a few comics to start you off. One of the key things I noticed about GC is, unlike other platforms that focus a lot on genre, so they focus on the concept of genre as a focus point. GC focuses on themes. It's one of its biggest focuses is thematic. Is thematic. Thematic consistency between the stories it recommends you. We'll get to recommendations soon. But one of its biggest focuses is that. In fact, it gives such extensive thematic choices, which I like personally, but I can see that being incredibly overwhelming. Yeah, my damnation, webcomic platforms can be very overwhelming. But I'm talking specifically about. I've compared a few of them. I'm talking specifically about these. These screenshots aren't even mine, by the way. They're authorized ones. But anyway. The world of the thematic focus of globalcomix, in my opinion, is quite interesting because it's I can choose a comic that is a cooking comic that takes place in the 1800s and has aliens. I can choose that, and it will recommend me comics that are cooking, alien, 1800s related for as much as it can find, right? But fundamentally, what that leaves me what that does to me though is it leaves me quite overwhelmed because I know what themes I like, but that takes me a while. And as a new user, you show me 70 themes, I will shut up. I will shut down immediately. So I find this a little bit overwhelming. But I also know the necessity is there. So I think it's a place where it's worth losing people, but I still think the value is, I think the value is high. I still just think it is overwhelming. One of the things about the questionnaire after I did it was I felt like it needed more questions in a certain way. I felt like the question, what type of comics are you interested in? They classify comics, graphic novels, manga, and webcomics as different things. what type of comics are you interested in, I think should have been followed very quickly with lists of genres for which the most popular genre of that comic was at the top. And I also wish that it followed that with what do you call it? I wish it also followed that with something like, do you like publisher created content, or do you want indie content? Do you want industry or indie? Something like that, right? I wish it had a question like that. I think that would have really helped me with using the application. Anyway, so when you get to this point, you get to subscribe to a couple comics to start yourself off with. On mine, I'm going to tell everyone, you can skip. So, I don't feel it's going to push too many people away. I wish the skip button was bigger, but yeah, you can skip. But one of the things let me just tell you the ones I subscribe to. No joke, by the way. These are the comics I subscribe to on that list. I subscribe to Godslap, the Moist Critical comic. I subscribe to the Superhero Flow by my friend DJ Thunderheart, and Scales and Scoundrels, which is from TKO Studios. I try to give myself a wide berth of content. Do you think Gleamy, you think manhwa should be on that list? Gleamy, I think that webcomics covers manhwa, but I think webcomics is such a broad space that I think another question that could come up after webcomics, based on what you just said to me, would be, do you like vertical scrolling or page format comics? That would be a great starting question, I think, to really kind of hone in on those people. Yeah, Moist Critical has a comic. It's called God Slap. A man slaps God. It's kind of incredible. I love it. But I picked a good wide range of comics. It wasn't just those three. I picked a bunch of other ones. I like Aiko the Silent Princess and Tenacity, and the Yokai Caretaker and Our Universe. I try to read everything I read everywhere else but here. On Global Comics, there is every type of reading. There's manga direction, so right to left. There's comic direction, left to right. There are scroll comics. You can swap between them at any point while reading. And I will, in fact, I think I can show you some of that. No, this is not the thing. No, this is the homepage. Okay, cool. This is the homepage. All right, cool. So I'm going to show you guys this. So this is what the homepage looks like once you get on it. Once you're on the homepage, this is what it would look like for you. Right? You start up here. It basically tells you, congrats, you're done. And then you can kind of scroll down and you can see there's an infinite scroll. Now, I should say this is a little bit old. It doesn't show you this immediately. It actually shows you other things. But that's the full view of the intro. My bad. That's not the home. I'm just an idiot. Thank you. What was the thing I was looking for? No, you're right. That's not the home. Oh, yes. This is the add to library feature. We'll get to that. This is the home. Cool. My bad. So this home is an infinite scrolling space. And what it does usually, you see how here it says popular science fiction and fantasy comics? On mine, it very specifically says to me, it says, continue reading. That's my first thing on the page. So if you're reading comics, it will one of the first things you'll see is continue reading. The second thing you'll see is updates on people you follow. Global Comics has 3 major indexes of engagement. Follows, so following a creator or a publisher, subscribing to a specific comic, and commenting or liking that comic. These are the 3 major indexes of engagement. When you follow a creator, you can get updates from them. So you can see, if I follow Paige, for example, on Global Comics, she knows that. So if Paige brought out Tenacity 2 Electric Boogaloo, I would be able to see that and know that Paige is making more comics, which is really valuable for me if I'm a big Paige fan, right? Or The Cloud That Became Rain, which I was right about spelling. That's really useful for me. Also, continue reading. I can keep on reading. And it shows me the last 30, it looked like it shows me the last 15 to 30 comics I was reading. So for me, that's pretty valuable. And then after that, it shows me the best of a creator that I think they're just recommending. I don't think I follow Top Cow, but it's showing me the best of Top Cow. That's just my homepage, the first instance of my homepage, just so you guys can understand what the page looks like. It's roughly this one, but a little bit different, right? And of course, you see trending comics from different types of creators. You can see people to follow. It's an infinite scrolling homepage. And that's, to me, very nice. But I should say it's caused me some issues. Being an infinite scrolling homepage is a very nice feature because it means that there's so much to see. Yeah, the rest of the home feed is mixed, curated, and dynamically aggregated by popularity and other things. So what being an infinitely scrolling homepage, as of when I'm using it, it's very nice and fun to use because I can always find stuff to do. I can find stuff to read, more things to look at, more people to follow. But I will not lie to you. One night when I was using this app, I had decision paralysis really bad. Like there was just so many things I could do that I just didn't do anything. And I scrolled the homepage for like 5 minutes, and then I took a nap. Like it's a small problem, I think, but like if you experience major decision paralysis, I can see this homepage becoming a never-ending TikTok scroll for you, where you don't really do anything but look at comic covers for like an hour. Although I do know that I do think that they've like limited the home screen. I think they've limited the home feed now, so I don't think that problem should be an issue anymore. But it was an issue back when I was using it, back when I used it more. I haven't used it since a certain update, so I might have missed that. I'm gonna say, a great thing about it as well is, let me just see. Let me make sure of what this is. Oh yeah, it lets you know later, Archangel. It looks good. The app looks really cool. It lets the app is very nice to use. This is the settings page. And I will say to you that the app, I will say to you guys, just let you guys know, the globalcomix has a subscription model built into their platform. So it will never prompt you, as far as I've seen, although I should say I have gold, globalcomix gold, but never seems to prompt you to subscribe to gold unless you're looking at gold comics, so paid for comics. globalcomix has a mix of paid for and free comics. So unless you're looking at paid for comics, it never seems to ever prompt you to subscribe, which I like. I don't like being bothered when I'm reading to subscribe to gold. So that's been really nice. And there's no pop-ups. I use the application, no pop-ups. And also, yeah, I just checked. My home screen is limited now. It's no longer an infinite scroll. So decision paralysis is gone. My problem is gone. I got a DM. Oh, I got something I could share. Okay. All right. Cool. I'll share it. It looks really nice so far. Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Oh, great. So I should say, by the way, notifications don't work for me, but they are coming. And they're working on them, and they're doing all the work for them. Let me see. Yes. There's a home screen redesign that I want to show you guys. So for that reason, I'm just going to get my display capture up. Okay, excellent. So I'm going to just show you guys a quick display capture. I've been authorized by the big kahuna himself to show you this. So globalcomix is bringing in a little feature that splits your comics homepage to this: all indie, webcomics, manga, publisher content. That's coming in. They're working on it right now. I knew about it. I just didn't want to tell you guys, but they are working on it. It does exist. Okay, cool. I've shown that. Back to the rest of what we're talking about, because I still have criticisms of what I currently am using. But thank you, Chris. So just if you're worried about your comic getting drowned out by publishers or by different types of comics, not to fret. Readers will basically be able to filter for you, filter for your style of content. So there's not too much to be worried about. I'll get to that in a second, Margie, but thank you for saying that. I appreciate that, because there's more to talk about there. Anyway, so let's go back to just showing you more stuff about the app. Great. So the app has got gold. You can subscribe from within the app, and also the platform has like a news section, and you can read. I'm assuming there are plans to make sure you can read the news information on the app instead of having to go to the website. But either way, I like seeing the little news bumpers that come up. They're very nice. They're very expressive, and they have curated lists. And it's an all round really nice experience to engage with. Now let's talk about the one thing I really want to talk to you guys about. News will be inline in app shortly after lunch. Thank you for that, Chris. There's one thing I really want to talk about, which is the reader. That's my main focus. So Chris and I, as I said, Chris is a buddy of mine. We spent a lot of long nights talking about Tachiyomi, and we both love Tachiyomi. If you don't know what Tachiyomi, it's a manga reader. I don't feel bad for using it, but it is a manga reader for reading scanlated manga, right? One of the things that's really cool about the reader here is it takes a lot of cues from Tachiyomi. And here are a few things I think it takes from Tachiyomi really well. One of them is the general reader vibe. It's very minimal and allows most of the screen to be taken up by the comic, as you can see here, right? With literally 90% of the screen being comic. Almost all the screen is comic, as much as it can fit. Another great thing that's for me here is the way that it introduces the engagement buttons. If you look at the right, bottom-ish right of the screen, you'll see 3 buttons there. That's your follow, subscription, and comment button. I think they're all very well positioned to engage for the reader to engage with the comic and provide their comments at any point in the comic. And it's very seamless to use. I should say I've used it. Very seamless. You basically can leave a comment, go right back, subscribe, nothing happens. You can even donate. There's a button that lets you donate, although I don't think it's on the app yet. There's a button I know on the desktop that lets you literally click and donate while you're reading. So that's really cool. The comment system is really neat. I'm just going to show you this because I have to say it. When you read a paid comic, it will prompt you to subscribe to GlobalComix Gold. I haven't been prompted because I have it, but you will be prompted likely. GC Gold is affordable in my opinion, and what it allows you to do is read every paid comic on the platform. And you can monitor where your money is going to each of these paid comics on the platform. I think it's each comic or each publisher, one of the two. Chris will correct me. But I know that you can monitor where your subscription money is going, right? So if you're concerned about that, don't be. You can check that. And the subscription is literally you pay and you can read all the paid comics. So it's not you pay, it's not like Webtoons where you have to keep paying coins. It's one sub and you're good. And even if you don't sub, there's tons of free content out there. So don't worry about it. Okay. And the engagement with the comic, in my opinion, is here. This is how this is distributed by book, but summarized for you as a reader by creator or publisher in percentage of your sub. Thank you for that, Chris. One of the things I don't actually like, and there's one of many. We're going to get into the really mean things in a second. One of the things I don't actually like is here. You can engage with a comic, but I think there are way too many engagement points. So, of course, you guys already know about leaving a comment, liking, leaving a comment, subscribing, and following a creator. But you can leave a thumbs up, and you can leave a thumbs up, and a whole bunch of engagement features that I think are, if I'm being very honest with you, unnecessary. I think being able to like or dislike is good enough. I don't think people need this many. I think it causes visual clutter. I think it causes decision paralysis. I think you really want to keep users, especially regular users, at minimal thought process, personally. Vincente asked me, how easy would you say to zoom in and out of the page while reading? It's literally infinite zoom, Vincente. Zoom as much as you want. Zoom as much as you want. Zoom into a pixel if you fucking want to. Not even kidding. It's very well done. The zoom is really good. The zoom is really good. Yeah, it feels a little bit like Facebook reactions, and I'm not a fan of that. And also, one last thing before I get to all the mean things. Yeah, I think one button to click on and then you can decide your reaction would also be good. So like Facebook, which I think is a really good UI element. Oh, and one last thing I just want to tell you guys about, the recommendation engine. I really talk about recommendations because it's really useful. So you guys can probably see at the bottom of this page here, there are other series you might also like. One more thing. There's also another tab where you can see other series you might also like. Is it here? Oh, it's here. Great. Let me show you. So, when you're looking at a comics info page, right? When you're looking at a comics info page, it's really, really cool, in my opinion, what they've done here. when you're looking at a comics info page, you can essentially uh, see two things: the releases of the comics, that's each chapter, and a tab called Related. That tab called Related gives you recommendations based on the comic you're on, as far as I can understand. It gives you recommendations based on the comic you're looking at, which means that you can get really tailored recommendations, right? If you like this comic, you will get exact ones. If you want to know how exact, I was reading Luxifer's comic, The Card That Became Rain, which is a Chinese themed boys love comic. I clicked Related and instantly found a Chinese themed boys love comic. There's so much to talk about with that. And also for Kiki who's asking about match percentage, Kiki, let me just tell you what that's about. Match percentage, you know when you do that questionnaire I talked about earlier? That questionnaire, when you do the questionnaire, it creates a match percentage thing on basically a bunch of content on the screen that have to show you how much this content matches the questionnaire you did. Now, I have two things to say about it. At first, I really liked the match percentage thing, and then it became visual clutter. I don't really need it. I would rather it just showed me the content, and I assumed it was good match percentage than telling me the match percentage, or at least having the option to turn it off because I don't care anymore. Like, I thought I would really badly, and then I just stopped caring at all as to whether or not my match percentage was high enough with the comic. It got in my way more than it benefited me specifically. So not a fan anymore. Let's see, what else do I want to show? Yeah, cool. You guys can see now the way the recommendation works. You see that 7%? 7% and that comic Shadow Man are pretty related. But yeah, you guys are seeing how Related tab works. Let me move on. Oh yeah, and great. The translation, I forgot about this. If a comic has multiple language versions, there's a button for that. I don't think that's been implemented yet. Let me check. No, it's been implemented. Yeah, it's been implemented. So if a comic has multiple language versions, there's literally a button you can press that should show them. It's pretty chill. I like it. I like it a lot. Cool. Now, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the things I didn't like. Because I think this is actually, yeah, I can show you this one last thing. Also, the reader lets you do lots of different reading styles. So you can have dual page layout. You can have vertical scroll, but it's page, sideways scroll, but it's page, either direction. You can even talk about how you want the image to size itself to the screen. It's a robust reader. And of course, you can skip pages as you can on most things. It's a robust reader. The comment system's robust, etc. I've got lots of good things to say. Let me just talk about the bad things. One of the first things that really hit me about the GlobalComix app, and Chris doesn't know this, is I hate the color of the GlobalComix app. I hate the color. I'm sorry, Chris. The gray is the same color as the sky in England. It's drab. It makes me depressed. It's not your fault. It's not even a bad gray. This metallic sheen gray isn't even terrible. It's just, it conjures the wrong memories for me. And I like dark mode, but this metallic gray just is not. It's just drab in a way that does not work for my brain. The search tool is incredibly feature rich. You guys are looking right now at the search screen. Actually, it does work for your style, my damnation. It does accept one. It does work with single page releases. It's really well, actually, surprisingly. And you can just update a comic with more pages. So if you guys are looking here, yeah, it really does. I think so, at least personally. Anyway, if you guys are looking up here, this is the search bar on the app. The search bar is great. I think it's really good because it's got all these things I can search, and as you can notice, if I can scroll down and search according to every single metric that GlobalComix tracks, from genre and theme and type to audiences, and in fact, I think I can even search with time period. Let me just go back again and see. Publisher type, audience, paywall, format, art style, whether it's crowdfunding or not, what country it came from, the language available, the time or era. So I was right, time period. Those are all search things you can do. And I used this for a bit, and I'm again a power user. I thought it was great, so I gave it to my sister-in-law, which don't worry, I made her read the NDA too. But I gave it to my sister-in-law as like a hey, sis, because you're not a power user, can you just like search something on this? And she used it. She was using it for a bit. She found it overwhelming, is what she said to me. She found it overwhelming at first. She got over it though. She got over it. She fundamentally figured out how to use. Yeah, I'm going to show them the videos. She fundamentally figured out how to use the app pretty quickly, how to use search really quickly. But there was like a solid, she was at a point just like irritable using it. She found it kind of difficult. Now, I don't know how much of it to attribute to her just not really caring and how much to attribute to her finding it really difficult to use. But I think it's fair to say that like the learning curve is steep but short. Unlike Discord, it's very like this is steep but short. I should say GlobalComix' app comes out on mobile and desktop. So, mobile and tablet. So, everything you're seeing, there's a tablet version of it somewhere. I'm trying to find my version of the video that I've got hanging around. Let me see. Where's my videos? Because I got sent as part of my thing a bunch of videos. Excellent. This is it on a tablet. In fact, I can show you this. Are there search booleans? What do you mean by search? Like things that can just make true or false? As far as I'm aware, not really. There's just things you can select. Like, is that what you mean? There's tons of them. There's a lot of them. If that's what you mean, there's a ton of that. There's a ton of that. Okay. Let me just make sure my video is working. God, yeah, I'm assuming they mean booleans, but like booleans, but I don't know. I'm old. Leave me alone. Okay. Okay, great. I can show you this. So this is the GlobalComix app video I was allowed to show you. Let me just check my messages, make sure nothing important. Great. I'm allowed to show you this, so why not? So this is the GlobalComix app on tablet. If you wanted to see that, that's what it looks like on their tablet in landscape mode. So you can see what it looks like on there. Ooh. You can see how they're using it. You can see how it's being used. It has double page spread mode. So you can actually really treat it like you can read on your whole tablet. Look at how much zoom it is for the person who asked me about zoom. Comments and moderation tools. I believe the moderation tools are still like the website, so they're pretty good, but I don't think you'll be moderating from your phone. Like on YouTube, you don't moderate from your phone. You really moderate from desktops. I don't think that's an issue, personally. What else is there? I just want you guys to see all the things it can do. Everything you're seeing here, it can do on mobile too. I just think tablet's the best way to show you everything that's going on. So please give it a good look. Give me your thoughts. Give me your not so thoughts. You can see how this page skipping works. Again, for the person who asked about Zoom, Chris shows it like 600 times. Anyway, so I think that was a pretty good display. Oh yeah, this is great for people who want to see what it looks like on mobile. Here's the mobile experience. Same deal, pretty much. Same deal, guys. Same deal. It's there. Excellent. This is what I wanted to show you. It's got everything going on. It's got so many features working for it. Okay. Anyway, I wanted to make sure I'd done that. I wanted to make sure I'd given it the fair shake. Now let me continue talking about everything I don't like about it. So, some of the things I don't like about the app, other than the color that I'm not particularly a fan of, and the fact that the search is a little bit of a steep learning curve, I'm not particularly happy with the My Shelf space. Like, I think My Shelf is a pretty powerful tool. So if you guys don't, I just want to explain this to you. On GlobalComix' app, there's a section called My Shelf. It's literally just where all of your subscriptions go, along with news from the artists that you follow and new content from the publishers that you follow, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. right? It's like a just a space with everything you've been engaging with the app based on. It's fine. Like it's got a lot of functionality, but one of the things that it does is it tries to categorize your comic based on a preset list of things that you can select when you subscribe to a comic. And I don't like that it gives you that preset list. So for context of what that is, when you subscribe to a comic on globalcomix, it tells you like, hey, would you like to add this comic to your reading list or your? Let me see what the things it says. Would you like to add this comic to reading, on hold, finished, read later, rereading, dropped? Like that's really useful in a way because for someone who's tracking it. But at the same time, if I saw that as a new reader just trying to subscribe to a comic, that's a bit much. I would like it if there was if I only had one, and then I could turn on the others if I wanted to, or I could rename the others if I wanted to. Yeah, my anime list type categories. I feel like they're just very overwhelming. For me, it was kind of overwhelming at the start. I just kind of stopped. Like a lot of the biggest problems of this app is the decision paralysis it can cause. Because it's trying to be this very powerful tool, sometimes there's too much going on. And I would really love it if a little bit less was going on. It just feels a little bit, it feels like a lot. It's the best way to say it sometimes. It feels like a lot. In fact, it feels so much like a lot that one of the things about the homepage I don't really like is that because it's trying to like show me some curated stuff and everything, I really would like it if it was a little simpler and just the things that I want, like in a very simple way. And then only showed me recommendations if I scrolled or something in a certain way. Like, I just want to avoid decision paralysis because the last thing I want when I'm reading a comic is to sit down there and think too hard and then it just stops me. And I think if this is happening to me, a user who's been using this app for days now, I think a user who's like new and inexperienced and has never used any other app will just be done in a matter of seconds. They might not enjoy that much freedom. I feel like it might be a lot. I also wish I saw more webcomics. Like there were webcomics, but they're not being recommended as much. I would like to see more recommended webcomics, which I think will happen with that feature I just showed you where they're adding individual tabs for each type of comic. So that's going to be very fun. It just feels... The rest hasn't come by your overlay. Yeah, sure. I can move that. So I just got a DM about something. Anyway. No, but like it just feels like there's a lot going on personally for me. It feels like there's just way too many things going on the app for me sometimes that I would really like to like reduce. Yeah, the amount of UI elements can be overwhelming. I think they're a little bit overwhelming. I'm not going to over egg the pudding here. It's not that bad, but it's it can be a lot. Let me just cut this in. It can be a lot. Let me see what else you're saying, Magic. Me as an app designer, at first glance, I believe the amount of UI elements is too overwhelming. The filleted design elements, separates segments, toggles, buttons, etc., are almost 60% on the screen and therefore fighting attention with information, which is the text. True. But I also think that those elements being there is very valuable to make it very clear for the user how to navigate the application. As much as I'm complaining about the overwhelming nature, it is very easily navigable. I never feel lost on the application, which I think is an important thing we need to acknowledge. It's a bit of maximalism design with the intent of ensuring that you are consistently aware of how to go from A to B. But at the same time, you're right. Maximalism design can be a pain in the ass. And sometimes I don't really want it. Sometimes the minimalism is what I'm looking for, And I'm not really happy that again, for the 300th time, I have to read, I have to make a bunch of decisions. I would like to just press a button and thing happen. Sometimes that's all I want. Sometimes that's all I ever want. And it's a lot for me when that doesn't immediately happen. I don't know, is that strange? Am I being a child here? I think I'm being pretty reasonable, but you guys tell me, right? in all, I should say, I really like the app. I actually really like the app. But like I just always feel like there's a lot. It just feels like a lot. I don't think anyone's done a bad job. And I think everyone has done a really good job in bringing the app to life. I think a lot more things could stand to be hidden, but I understand that it's a very complex game they're playing. And I think when they bring out that tabs feature with different types of comics, my opinion would change a lot because just being able to see webcomics only would make me quite happy. You know, I only ever really want to read image comics every so often, not every day, but I want to read webcomics every day. I agree, Margie. It's nice to see something with too many tools rather than lacking tools because lacking tools sucks. I'm a little bit happy that it's a little bit too much. Like they just need to hide a few extra things behind an advanced mode toggle. Yeah, an advanced mode toggle would be great. Open in simple mode and then literally let me press a button like Discord's AMOLED feature on Discord on mobile, and just like I can access advanced mode and become a power user. And I think that's really nice. But it's something that Margie said earlier, and I'm trying to find the message. Margie was like, as a creator, I feel spread so thin with the platforms and social media as a whole, so I might have to skip on using global comics. I will say this to you straight up, Margie, and to everyone else. I don't think you should skip GC. I mean that. I don't think you should skip GC. I think GC has a lot to offer as a platform, but I understand everyone's frustration with having too many places to upload. I'm still working on the multi-uploader thing, so you can upload to multiple platforms at once. I'll admit this now. But yeah, I understand why everyone's frustration with uploading to adding a new platform to their list is going to be. I think GC has a lot to offer you as a creator, and I would at least wait until the app is done, right? I would at least personally wait until the app is done. I have not made a multi-uploader. I'm just thinking about it. My company, Webtoon Studio, is currently working on a tool for Webtoon, what do you call it? For Webtoon statistics so that you can have useful stats to monitor your comic. So maybe we'll do that at some point, but we'll get there. Anyway, we'll get there at some point. But fundamentally, I think uploading I think GC is the platform I don't think you should miss out on. But I would honestly say wait till the app's out. Wait till the app's out, because I think if you wait till the app's out, you will have a reason to tell yourself to upload onto GC, right? I think that would really bring a lot for you. Magic said, a small EG on that toggle button. If the text is larger or bolder and the design element of the toggle is less visible or fancy, it would look cleaner. Just my opinions though, but I do like where the app is going. I have a page form manga project that I want to do next, and I'll definitely give this a try. I appreciate where you're coming from, Magic, but I think your minimalism decision, your decision here is very minimalist focused, which I like. You know, I'm a big minimalist person. But I think I think the maximalism is doing a lot of communicating that a minimalist design just cannot do as well. So I do respect it. I just don't think that would have been the move. I know it would look cleaner, but it would be less communicative. You know what I mean? I hope I'm making sense. Anyway, Kiki says, I made a creator account, but I've been postponing uploading because it's a lot with just 3 places for me already. I think GC, okay, that's totally fine. I think GC is worth to post. I just say this like, I would wait for the app. Only because around the app being out, or wait for outreach, or wait for a bigger marketing push, right? I think those are the things I would wait for personally. Because then I'm riding a wave. I'm not coming in and languishing until the wave starts. I'm riding the wave. If you find yourself overwhelmed at this point, wave might be really valuable. I like the advanced features, but it could definitely use a not being the default view for most users. That's totally valid, Gleamy, and you're right. And I completely agree. I think the advanced features are awesome. I think it would be great if they were on a toggle, though. I think it would be great if at some point when you started the app, it just said to you, if you would like to have access to more advanced features, you can press this button. And then it never mentioned that to you again until you decided to do it on your own. You know, that'd be nice. It could be an easy toggle at the top of the settings so that it's one toggle and you can toggle off, toggle on. But I know that's kind of a hard thing to do, but it is, I think, the thing that would really reduce the decision paralysis greatly. I like that GC doesn't have Puritan agro-censorship like other platforms. Puritan. Okay, Puritan. Puritan is Puritan. Shen. Anyway, it's got a relatively free platform in terms of what you can upload, and I think that's going to cause it problems in the long term. In the really, really long term, I can see it causing some problems, namely with payment providers, but they're doing a lot to stick to most of the rules. And they're doing a lot to maintain themselves and keep themselves in good standing. So I'm not too worried about their long-term advertising prospects. I'm not too worried. I'm slightly worried, but not too worried. Yeah. It would be great if they made an NSFW mode. I think it'd be great if they just made GC for adults, which hold on, let me just check something. Chris, can I tell them about the thing we talked about with the apps? Can I tell them a little bit about it? The GC4K app and the GC app and the other thing that we talk about? Tell me yes or no. I'm gonna DM you what I mean, by the way, in case that didn't come across. You can speculate, cool. So I speculate. I speculate that globalcomix is gonna have like a base globalcomix app and like perhaps a for kids app. They've not decided on anything, to be honest, which is true. But a for kids app. So it wouldn't be strange if they had a for adults app, And I think these three things would serve such different people off of the same base product that it would be worth it. It'd be really interesting to see. I think that's a nice thing to think about. Again, Kiki, ride the wave when the marketing's up or something. I think in the long run, people are going to have a fair shot at getting their comic seen or making income on GC compared to other platforms. GC's fair recommendation system is what I'm really happy about. So that would be nice. I think BL and GL needs like its own main section. Sometimes I scroll onto action and see a BL. The only action I'm seeing is kissing. I think, say, what you're talking, so globalcomix is focused on themes is the problem you're encountering here. It's action BL, so like the theme is boys love, but that's fair. You can say that it should have more themes. I don't think that's a bad criticism. I keep thinking you're saying juicy. No, I would never say the word juicy on a call unless it was describing your message where I say the word, where you apparently heard the word juicy. Cool. I love when I mentioned this in the VC once. Pays off being horny. Shut up. Kids, man. Anyway, like fundamentally, I have a lot of small criticisms of the app, but they're all small. They're all small, and a lot of them are very subjective. Like, I've spoken to them a lot about the things that I don't like, but already, like, they know a lot of my major thoughts on the app. But like, I think one last thing I really want to talk about is account management on the app. I know that like as of right now, account management isn't built into the app, but it would be very interesting to me to see how they would put that account management setting in, because accessing the account management tools on the app isn't as simple as pressing a settings button. You actually have to push onto your profile to find all those settings. It's a little bit out of the way. Would be great if something told me that the settings were there beforehand. I guessed because I use a lot of apps and that's normal. But I think it would be good if you could if you signposted a little bit of these features that you weren't showing people, as obviously. That'd be nice, at least in their first entry, with the skip button, but it'd be good. That's all. Yeah, we're talking about the globalcomix app, Erie. We just showed it and we talked about a lot of what's on it and stuff. I mean, let me actually hear you guys' thoughts. What do you think? Cool. That's cool. Thanks, Chris. What do you guys think you would want to see in an app like this? What do you guys think you don't already have in Webtoon that you think would be good to have on globalcomix? Also, I should say this, just to make this clear, globalcomix does not have a rating system. There's no rating. There is just the audience, the number of people reading a comic. So there are no ratings. There are no ratings, just so you know. Oh, to delete the comments and block a person from reading your comic. Okay, deleting comments, definitely. But Sola, you can't block a person from reading your comic. That's like not okay. For a lot of complicated reasons, no platform will ever do that at all. Yeah, the reactions replace ratings, not in the terms of giving a number, but creators understand the reader sentiment. I still think that should be one button where you select the button and then it shows you like a few reactions and a limited pool, but yeah, that's valid and fair. But Global Comics doesn't have Twitter login the way like everyone else does, so not the same thing. You can block them from commenting, but you can't block them from reading your comic. You can't block them from reading it, but you can block them from commenting on it. Being able to filter terms and tags. You can already filter terms and like you already filter tags, like a lot of tags, like the genre tags and all the theme tags and all the audience tags and all the country tags and all the era tags. So time era is like Earth timeline not applicable before 1500 BCE, 1500 BCE to 400 CE. Like literally, it's that easy. I think they already have a lot of stuff I wanted feature-wise, honestly. Maybe a reply button to comments. Yeah, I really want a reply button. I think replies are really valuable for building an audience, building a community. And you know, what would also be good, I don't know if they already have it, but if a creator comments in their own comment section, highlight the creator's comment or highlight the creator's likes. That would be good. That's just what YouTube does. I think I'm just saying I want YouTube. I think what I want for GC right now is to get non-creators or normal readers, very creator-centric at the moment, which is fine, but yeah, I do know. You know, because there's some promoters keeping bombed, because some people keep bombing the ratings via the Webtoon apps, especially towards small creators. They're trying to scam. So I guess if no rating should be good too. Yeah, there's no rating. I'm not sure what to look for in a webcomic platform because I've been hesitant to use any instead to use my own site. But this probably has hindered me more so instead. My damnation, Damien, if you will. I'm going to call you Damien. Damien. Like, yes and no, right? Like the platform can also provide you a value, but depending on the kind of comic you make, you know, it can really kind of hinder you, right? The platform will hinder you anyway. I recommend this to everybody, and I'll tell you what Merriweathery tells everyone, which I agree with. Upload everywhere. Everywhere you can imagine to upload, just upload. There's no reason to not upload everywhere you possibly can. I understand that it's exhausting, but like it benefits you in the long run to upload in as many places as possible. Uploading directly to the app would be nice, but that's a creator thing instead of a reader thing. And true, I think the reader tools are really good right now. I think they're all really there. I think it'd be good to start attracting people to it, though. I joined the Facebook groups, and it became a problem. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's about the Webtoon thing. Pinning comments, being able to link to stories, announcements that can be automatically deleted after a certain amount of time. Actually, linking on global comics, in my opinion, is pretty good. My favorite thing still to this day is that I can actually share my lists. What I would love is for the lists to be on the app. But I can actually share my lists with people because the links are like super persistent. I don't know if you guys have seen my top 10 comics list on Global Comics. I have lists. I have curated lists. I made a top 10 of 2022 list. I even made a top 10 of 2022 list for all comics, but this is my top 10 2022 for Global Comics alone. Like, it's great because that's a persistent link that you can like follow as often as you want. And you can find my account and you can see the things I enjoy and the comments I've left and things about and what I've put in there. You know, it's nice. I kind of agree. Yes, you're not in it, Luxiva. I didn't put none of the comics in there from my friends. Would there be a reader setting to crop borders? I like that feature for some comics. Would like to be able to read locally stored comics. Would users be able to read locally stored comics? I think DC Shazam, you're asking a little bit too much. Because the platform wants you to be reading the stuff on the platform, not the stuff on your phone. If you want something to do that, though, you can get Seneca. That's what I use. Seneca is a pretty good app. You can get it on F-Droid. Since you asked that question, I'm here to give you your answer. Sorry, Seneva, not Seneca. Seneva. It's on F-Droid. You can get that. No. I'm just going to block Dune. Anyway. Let's see. What else is there? Yeah, the lists are really nice. I would love the lists to be on the app because I think that would really add something. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool. I just got a DM about lists, so I just got a DM about lists, so that's useful to know. Oh, they're in there? Okay. Oh, there they are. Ah, yeah, I found it. The lists feature is on the app. They're in my shelf, but it's coming soon. It's just, but they're there. They're in your lists are in your shelf. Wanted you guys to know because I just got a DM about it. I didn't even click on that. I didn't even see that. That's good to know, though. GC apps are already available in the Play Store. It's not available now. It's currently in beta. But I thought it'd be good to let you guys know how that's going because I wanted you guys to know if the direction of the app was going well or not. It's all right, Damination. It's cool. You're a nice person. It's nice to have people asking me questions. I like questions. Best ride the wave once the app comes out or when the marketing goes in. Yeah. When will that be? Hold on. When is the app? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna wait for a DM. I'm gonna get a DM from God. God is gonna let me know if they know when the app will come out. I'm gonna speculate like August, but most likely end of the year. But I'm gonna speculate August. Yeah, I saw the list thing. Soon, TM. Yeah, I'm gonna speculate August, but yeah, soon TM is the answer. The answer is soon TM. Then, if you got any feature regardless of how impossible, what would it be? Honestly, this is such a stupid thing. I really want to have GIFs. I want creators to be able to upload GIFs because there's a whole industry on Tapas right now of comic creators who make their entire comics with GIFs and with animations. And like there's this one creator on Tapas, she makes a one-page comic and then she uses animations to like animate the entire comics, like the entire comics thing, the entire comic. She makes like a one pager, but it's like 5 pages animated into one page. And I think that's really cool. And it'd be great if the app had that. One of my favorite comics to read on Tapas. Let me see if I can show you guys. It's from one of my friends. Let's see. I think he's here. But let me see. Can I show you guys this? It's not letting me show. Yeah, Tapas doesn't let me show anyone's comic, even if it's a non-signed one. One of my favorite comics is from my friend Geek Boy. It's called The Adventures of One Up. You can read it on Tapas, and it's got like animations everywhere, like so many places. So that's really cool. Let's see what else is there. Damn, gifts would open up a whole new world. Did he just post a paragraph? All right. Remember, I thought I said gifts, like gifting stream subscriptions, but for the comics. I think gifting would not work out very well. But I think donations should be there, Vicente. I don't know why Webtoon hasn't implemented that. Line is well known for the animated stickers based on webcomics because you're asking them to do work, and that's hard. Let's see. Nimloth. Soon does not imply any particular date, time, decade, century, or millennia in the past, present, and certainly not in the future. Soon shall make no contract or warranty between Global Comics and the end user. Soon will arrive someday. Global Comics is not guaranteed that soon will be here before the end of time. Maybe, but do not make plans based on soon, as Global Comics will not be liable for any misuse, use, or even casual glancing at soon. Soon. I know that there's a good reason there's no gifts. I know there's a good reason, but like, I want them. Somebody said impossible. Even if they're impossible, I said I want them. I understand that they're not that good. They're not that important. I know they're feature intensive. I'm not gonna pretend. Only have to be able to put music theme in the comic, like Purple Hyacinth. That'd be nice, but like, I feel like that's also a lot of work. That's the kind of thing that I think a plugin would do better than the comic would. If the SDK for Global Comics is open, I would make an app plugin for it. That'd be fun. Yeah, the bandwidth people on cell phone connections, that's valid. I mean, but APNGs exist, so that's the format being bad is not a good excuse. But I do agree still that it's intense. It's data intensive, it's feature complex, and it's not worth it. So you just don't like GIFs. So you just don't like GIFs, Chris. That's fair. Cringe, but that's fair. I can see that you lack the taste of the average memer. The average gamer. I want a comic with match 3 elements. Add features until Global Comics is Homestuck compatible. Chris not liking GIFs is like Jesus Christ not liking wine. Cringe behavior, TBH. 256 colors, high quality. Go away. I want my crunchy GIFs, bro. I want my GIFs crunchy and bad. I want to open my GIF and it doesn't work right. Okay? I want the loading. Do you think I want high quality GIFs? Do I look stupid to you? I know what I'm getting myself into. Gonna use an APNG because he hates GIFs. I don't know, like all that for all for that in a jiffy. Don't call it a GIF. I swear to God, the crunchier the GIF, the better. Crunchy GIFs and crunchy GIFs, man. Crunchy GIFs, they give life. More people should use crunchy GIFs. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I was supposed to be like 30 minutes. It took an hour and a half. So fuck me, right? Well, that's the entire app breakdown. We've had a nice conversation. Anyone want to ask me questions about the app before I go? Any questions? Ask now. Or forever hold your peace. Or put them in the comment section. Or you can ask me them on Patreon. Okay, this is a lot. There is a lot to talk about. You can talk about it more with me on the Discord. Our Discord is discord. I forget what it is. I think our Discord is discord.webcomicshub.co.uk. I think that link still works. It's all right. I think that link still works. Check it out. That's our Discord. So you can join our Discord, discord.webcomicshub.co.uk. That link better fucking work or I'm gonna cry. That link better work or I'm gonna cry. No, that's also works. Thanks, Sola. Thank you guys for coming to the stream. Thank you for everything. Remember, you can give me money on Patreon, patreon.com/webcomicshub. Patreon.com/webcomicshub. You can subscribe to the channel, Webcomics Hub. Subscribe or follow on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter, webcomics_hub. I just really like talking to you guys. It's fun. I know I didn't stream last weekend. I'm sorry. I just wasn't feeling like it. But we typically stream once a week, so please hang around. Please keep my alerts and notifications on because I usually stream once a week every Saturday. This is not a usual stream. We're a little bit of an off schedule, but this Saturday there'll be another stream, typical with my usual kind of content. I wanted to cover this because embargo day for the Global Comics app was today, and I just wanted to get a content up on embargo day for once in my life and not be late. So that's nice. Anyway, thank you guys for showing up today. Usual stuff, usual places. Thank you to my lovely patrons for supporting the boy. I should say for supporting the them, right? Because I'm non-binary. Thank you to my patrons for supporting the them, right? You can see their stinky names right here. If you want your name on there, you can become a patron at patreon.com/webcomicshub. Where I cover where the patrons get one video a month for free extra video other than what everyone else gets, along with other content that no one can ever see. All right. That's it for me. Have a wonderful evening. I love you. Peace. Also, Paige, Tenacity looking kind of. What the fuck am I saying?